Hey guys, it's Maddie. I had someone ask me to do the controversial parenting tag. I know I haven't done a video in a long time, so I thought I'd just do this for them. Yeah. So first question is pro-life versus pro-choice. I am definitely against abortion, almost 100%, and I'd say 100%. But then in some rare cases, there are babies on accident because of rape. And I know that is a very, very touchy subject, and for me to even bring it up, I don't like to bring it up. But even then, sometimes I do think that it's still not right because that baby does have a right to live. I think it was as little as 5 weeks, the baby has a heartbeat. And I think there's other people that think differently, but I think that once a baby has formed by the sperm meeting the egg and the egg attaches to your uterus, I think that that's when a baby is made. That's how when the baby starts to be made, and I think that that is already a baby, and I already think of it as a baby. Some people think, oh no, it's like a fetus or whatever, but I think that it's already a baby, and I think that that baby has a right to live, not that fetus, not that thing. I think that baby has a right to live, and in some rare cases where things happen that aren't supposed to happen and babies are made, I think even then adoption should be their answer, not abortion. I really don't see any reason to abort a baby because of accidents and things that didn't need to happen. Maybe it was an accident for you, but God doesn't make accidents. God doesn't make mistakes. That baby was meant to grow and start a life for a reason, not just because something happened that someone didn't intend to happen or want to happen. I think that anyone should not resort to abortion. I think they should resort to adoption because there are lots and lots and lots of people out there who cannot have babies. And I know for a fact that if I couldn't have babies, I would definitely adopt because that's always been my dream to be a mother and take care of kids and my husband and all that kind of thing. I know there's lots of people out there that dream that, but that's always been my dream. And if I couldn't have babies, I would adopt because I mean that's my goal in life is to be a mother and mother children. I mean, I don't know. That's my goal or my views on that. But I know people have other views, and I know people disagree with me. But that's my views, and I'm not saying that I think that you should believe what I believe. I'm just telling you what I believe. Number 2, baby wearing. I am definitely okay with baby wearing. The only thing I'm not okay with is those people that completely act like their baby's not there when they're baby wearing. I wouldn't just walk around and do whatever I need to do while she's on me. I mean, the only reason I'd baby wear is if I had to do something and she was awake and needed to be held. I don't like it when babies fall asleep when you're baby wearing because their heads fall and they get in there, and I just don't like it that. But baby wearing I'm completely okay with, and I probably will do with Avery in the future. Number 3, circumcision. This topic I hate so much, with a freaking passion. I hate this damn subject. I don't have a baby boy, so there's no need to really tell you my views on this because I don't have a baby boy and I don't need to circumcise my boy or not circumcise my boy, so I don't need to really tell you my views on this, but I just hate the subject. Oh my god. Okay. I personally, if I ever have a son, will circumcise him. This reason being, I believe that it's cleaner, it's easier, for the child to just automatically just take a shower and clean instead of taking a shower and having to know to pull back and clean and all this different stuff. I know it's not that much, but for a baby and not a baby, but for a kid, it's a lot different and maybe harder to get, and once they forget or they don't know, it'd get infected or not be clean, and it's a lot for a little kid to handle. I know when they get older they'd be used to it by then, but I just don't, I'm not used to it in my family. I know that there's lots of things like they can feel it and they have lots of nerves down there, and there's lots of different reasons how people say that, like you can't get diseases or whatever. Honestly, my views, I just think that it's a lot cleaner and easier for a child to take care of on their own since they have to learn to do it themselves. I believe that it's easier for them. I'm not saying that you guys should go by my views, like I said with the first question, don't go by my views. You should do your own research and figure out what you think you'd like to do with the baby boy if you had one. This is just what I believe, and I honestly am all for circumcision. And I don't want anyone to comment on this video and tell me their whole spiel on, oh, why circumcision is bad, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. I don't have a baby boy. I'm not going to circumcise anyone, so I don't need to know. Once I have a baby boy, and if I have a baby boy and I'm making videos, then you could tell me your views, and I will look them up and completely be 100% open to comments and things. But right now, I don't have a baby boy, so I really don't need them. Number 4, adoption. Love, love, love adoption. Like I said in the first question, I would definitely adopt if I wasn't able to have babies. And again, I don't really know. I will explain this in another video on Avery's update that I will make later. Not all, but some of the things that are causing complications in her life, like the liver problems that I will also explain in her video, and her being premature and things like that, may be genetic. So, if it's genetic, any other baby me and Matthew together have later on in the future could have the same thing that Avery has. Well, not the heart surgery and everything like that. That's completely different from the other problems she has. But just there's things in her that are causing her problems that could be genetic, that could affect future children. So if it is happen to be genetic, and we decide to have another kid later on in life, I personally would choose to have another kid with him by ourselves. But I know that if we don't want to go through something like that again, there's always adoption. There's always adoption for people that can't have babies and want to have babies, and I just love, love, love that there's that option to say, like, I have no other options, I can't have a baby, I don't want to have a baby that I already know is going to have problems. There's always that other option. So I love that, and that's amazing for people who accidentally get pregnant, that don't want to get pregnant, don't want a baby. That's what you need, that you should do, because like I said, I don't really agree with abortion, so adoption is always an amazing option. Baby piercings. This, I've always wanted to pierce a little girl, like have my little girl's ears pierced. But then again, like sometimes kids are babies, when they get their ears pierced, they get a little bit of a fever and kind of get sick because, it's just how things work. I don't know if I'm going to do that when she's little because of all the other things that have been happening with her. Getting sick or having a fever is not what she needs. So that I would love, love, love to, and I think it's okay to pierce your baby as long as they're not already having problems like my baby. I really don't know what I'm going to have to say about that, but I guess we'll find out. Breastfeeding versus bottle feeding. I would absolutely, positively love to breastfeed, but under Avery's conditions, I'm going to have to bottle feed, but I'm all for breastfeeding and I'm all for bottle feeding, just whatever your child's needs are. So that question is 50-50 because it just depends on the baby and depends on what's best for your baby. Spanking. When I was a kid, I got spanked a lot. With the belt, with the sandal, whatever was laying around, and I don't think that's okay. I believe a little slap on the hand or a little slap on the booty is okay because it shows them, like, you can tell a little kid no all you want, but once they hit that one stage, no doesn't mean anything to them. But once you kind of pat on the butt, pat on the hand, they understand, like, whoa, she just hit me. Maybe I shouldn't do that anymore. So I don't believe in full-on slapping them or hitting them or anything, but spanking, like a little pat, is definitely, in my views, are okay. I don't exactly know how that's going to go with Avery because just you never know. So, yeah, so I don't really know how that's going to end up. So, but definitely my views are that spanking, as in patting, is definitely okay, but not hitting. Co-sleeping. This, I don't really know. I don't think I'm going to be co-sleeping with Avery, so I don't really like co-sleeping because it is, some people are really, really, really heavy sleepers and just won't wake up. I know I won't be like that because I wasn't like that when I was in hospital. I always woke up, and it was because I was worried about her, and I feel like I'm always going to be like that, and I know I'm always going to be like that, so I don't believe she's going to be co-sleeping because I'm going to be too worried about her. But then there's co-sleeping, like having a bassinet like I have right next to the bed. I will probably do that. It's kind of like co-sleeping. It's a little bit different, but it's a lot more safer, I would say, because then you don't have to really worry about people rolling over on top, even though that's not technically something someone would do, but things happen. There's different circumstances and sometimes things happen, so I definitely think that having a bassinet next to your bed was okay. Co-sleeping, in my opinion, I don't really like, but it's not that I disagree with, it's just I don't really would go for it and like it. But yeah. Home versus private versus public school. Personally, I'm going to be putting her in public school. I don't really like private schools, and homeschooling is not something I'm looking forward to, but if because of things that have happened to her, she may be behind in some things, and homeschooling for the first couple of years of school may be appropriate, but all depends on her pretty much, like I said in a couple of questions before. It all depends on her. Number 10, vaccines. I know that sometimes when you get vaccines, it gives you the virus so that your body can fight it off and get used to it, and then once you get the virus again, it fights it off instead of getting you sick. But the whole getting the vaccines and getting you kind of sick because the virus is in you, I don't really know about, because in Avery's case, she's a sick baby, and she will always be a baby that if she gets sick, it could really, really hurt her. So, that I would love her to get her vaccines, but I really don't know what her getting vaccines is going to be okay or not, so that's all depending on the doctor and what he says. But vaccines I definitely go for if, obviously, your baby doesn't have as many problems as mine does. But love vaccines. I've had mine. My whole family's had theirs. They're nice. You don't usually get as sick as much. And they're kind of good for you, so I like them. Medicating baby. I really don't know what this means. Probably, I believe that it means like using Oragel or Tylenol or baby aspirin or all those different things. Yes and no. There's some things that you should read the labels and look up and research before you give them to your baby, because there are some ingredients in some medications that are really good for some babies and good for babies in general, so always look up your labels. Number 12, cloth versus disposable. Personally, I like disposable because they're easier for my situation. Not some people say yes, cloth diapering is easier for them because they don't have to buy so many diapers, and yes, I totally agree, that's an amazing reason to cloth diaper, but because of Avery's condition, I get this thing called Social Security Disability, where I get money for her having so many problems and helping with the really, really expensive formula that she needs because of her condition, and other needs like clothes and formula, obviously diapers and everything that's for her. I don't get to spend any of that money on me. It is all for her. So that's not meaning that I get money to go shop and do whatever I want. No. That's for her and her needs. So that is really amazing that they have something like that, because it's going to really help me out. The cry it out method. I believe in this, but to a point. I believe that if your baby is crying to cry, it is okay for them to cry it out. But there's a point to where it needs to stop. If they're crying to a point where they're like hyperventilating, or their snot is running out of their nose and running into their mouth, and they're coughing and choking, and it's making them sick from crying so much, that doesn't need to happen. If the baby is crying for like a total of 10 to 15 minutes and it's still crying, it just wants to be held. The baby is it's just a baby. It's gonna cry, and you're not gonna know why, and sometimes there is no reason, and it just wants to be held, and that's okay. Sometimes if you leave them for a few minutes, they'll just stop because they'll understand, oh, no one's gonna do anything about it. I'm really okay. I'll just go to sleep. Like, sometimes that's just how it is. But if they're crying for longer than 10 or 15 minutes, hold them again. Try to comfort them again, and maybe they'll stop. I just don't believe in someone letting a baby cry so long that they make themselves sick. So that's the end, the controversial parenting tag, and I hope you liked it. And that's it. I guess I'll make an update on Avery. I guess I'll see you guys in the next video.